Divination by numbers on the clock. When a person searches for something specific on the internet, for example, tea, children, clothes, or shoes, after a while the search engine begins to advertise this item actively. This is due to browser settings and human requests. But have you ever paid attention to the fact that under a certain vital request, the universe sends signs in the same way? You begin to notice the word that is relevant to you among the phrases of passers-by or on advertising stands. The world is starting to change. The same goes for numbers. Why is New Year's fortune-telling by clock time so popular? What does it mean if you paid attention to some definite time on the clock? What do the paired numbers mean on the clock? Fortune-telling by the clock became popular even in those days when there was not even a mechanical clock. It is believed that by the same numbers you can predict your fate, and also that guardian angels can bring you warnings. Since numbers are about numerology, and numerology is related to esotericism, this means that unexpectedly catching paired numbers is wonderful. It doesn't seem to be unusual that you can see how the clock shows the same or mirrored numbers. But how often, quite by chance, do you see such a combination? A quick divination by the numbers on the clock can give advice on where to turn your attention or how the day will go. Morning meanings of clock time. Morning is a particularly powerful time in terms of the energy period, when all evil spirits collect their belongings, nature wakes up, and vital energy is activated. 6:06 on the clock predicts an invitation to a holiday, great news, or a meeting with a future partner if the person is currently single. Seeing 7:07 on the clock is a good sign. Everything a person has planned can come true, energy will prevail in his body. However, in some situations, the numbers can warn of difficulties with the law. The morning 8:08 on the clock reports a career. Soon there will be news about a promotion or an increase in salary. But zeros with nines advise, on the contrary, to be careful with the material. It is better to postpone shopping. It is worth putting things in order, both at home and at work. 10:01 on the clock means you should be very careful on the road. There is a high probability of getting into an accident. The clock time 10:10 means that everything is going well, but you should not expect quick results. The number 1 always indicates human potential. The combination of 11:11 on the clock predicts that the future is not in the hands of man. It depends on someone else. Daytime clock meaning. In the period from 12 o'clock till 2 in the afternoon, it is desirable to consume not only physical food, but also spiritual. If you come across a combination of some numbers during this period, then you should take it seriously. 12:12 on the clock draws your attention to the romantic realm of life. Relations with a partner will be very harmonious. Fate will soon bring lonely people with an interesting personality. Also in the near future, it is desirable to visit a spiritually filled place and feed on its energy. 12:21 on the clock advises paying more attention to yourself, your ideas and actions. With discipline, you will be able to achieve the desired heights. But 13:13 on the clock advises to save your strength. 13:31 on the clock are excellent numbers for the fulfillment of your long-standing desire. In the afternoon, a person is in a more blissful state, his attention is somewhat slow and careless. 14:14 on the clock. A person is very happy in his relationship, or he is ready for a new relationship. 15:15 on the clock, these excellent numbers predict important advice from the outside. The meaning of 15:51 on the clock indicates an interested person next to you. Combination 16:16 on the clock is considered a test of strength. We are talking about a happy person if he noticed 17:17 on the clock. Evening clock time meaning. Evening time refers to solitude and sensuality. During this period, a person is especially receptive to the signs of the universe. The 18:18 clock combination advises you to spend your time the way you want at the moment. 19:19 on the clock portends a large number of happy moments. The combination 20:02 on the clock indicates a large flow of creative ideas, excessive emotionality. But 20:20 on the clock speaks about stability. 21:12 on the clock portends pregnancy. They talk about a very big and deep love if you see the numbers chapter 21 verse 21 on the clock. 4 deuces, 22:22 on the clock, predict an energetically powerful event. 23:23 on the clock is directly related to personal connections. There can be a very entertaining person in your environment, or, on the contrary, quite an unpleasant one. Try to pay as much attention to your family as possible. Time meaning during the night period. 1:01 on the clock will bring good news, and divination by the time 1:10 on the clock means that at the moment forces are being invested in the wrong direction, there will be no result. Is it 2:02 on the clock? This means a person can be in certain despondency and he should relax. 2:20 on the clock is dangerous time. You have to be very vigilant in all areas. The time 3:03 on the clock indicates personal relationships, love and romantic pastime. 3:30 on the clock, on the contrary, predicts failure in your personal life. 3:33 on the clock means the person is in his place, he chose his path correctly, keep it up. 4:04 on the clock means something is tormenting a person greatly, the problem is constantly spinning in his head. And 4:44 on the clock, generally advised to postpone all important things during the week, it is likely that the whole week will be unsuccessful. The time combination 5:05 on the clock reports some working difficulties. In conclusion, an important rule must be said: do not try to deliberately catch the specified time, because its meaning will not come true.